Good morning and welcome to another episode of Alpha TV. My name is Abe Verghese and I'm so glad you can join us today. Today we're going on a ride in the Maserati Gran Turismo. But come, join us. Oof, isn't she a beauty? But before we begin, let's get some cold start action for you. And it's freezing, it's like 30 degrees outside. As I walk into my car, as you can see, but I see a light on. The tire pressure monitoring system. It is so cold out today. Oh my god, it's 32 degrees out. That's literally freezing temperature. I got a snowflake diagram on my car. It's that cold out today that my TPMS sensors are on, and that usually happens the colder it gets. Sometimes your sensors go on because you lose air within your tires, but that's just the tires contracting and expanding. If I want, I could fill up all the air and 2 psi and that light would go away, but it's just because of the cold, and it's okay, it'll go away. And as I take a look at my gas light, I wasn't paying attention. Oh boy, I got literally no gas to go. So we're gonna fill up my gas first. We're gonna get some gas so I can go. I spend so much money on gas, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. But you know what? That's okay. That's a part of life. Well, no, it's not a part of life. It's just a part of life of owning a car like this. But it's worth it. It's not about the miles per gallon. It's about the smiles per gallon. You guessed it. So I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit. We're gonna go for a drive, pick up some gas, and then we're gonna see a good friend of mine. Alrighty, let's get some gas. Let's push this button right here. That's gonna open this little cat right over here with the lovely Maserati logo. You know, you gotta rep the brand wherever you go. And we put this little thing, stick it in the hole. Well, let's get us some gas. Of course, we only use 93 grade. And stick it in the hole. Close that. And let's get back in the car. Sport mode. There we go. You know, when buying this car, the one thing I did not expect was how much I'd spend on gas. I mean, I always knew gas was gonna be bad. It's a V8, it's a Ferrari V8, but I didn't think it'd be this bad. I get roughly 8 miles to the gallon, so a fill up is roughly $69 to $70 every single time. In the past, what, I've had the car for 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks, and I've spent $280 on gas in 2 weeks, which is absolutely ridiculous, because my other car, I would drive all over the world. It's a 4-cylinder, granted, but I would spend maybe, what, 40, 50 bucks a month, if that. Granted, I drive like a maniac at all times, which is why I get, on a bad day, 7.5 to 8 miles per gallon. On a good day, which is me driving like a Prius, 9.2 maybe, if I want to save gas. But it's a rough life out here in a Maserati. If you guys want to start a GoFundMe for me so I can afford gas, I would really appreciate that. The link's down in the bio. And we have arrived at my friend Mr. Jaspreet Singh's house. How are you, buddy?
Good, how are you, my friend?
Wonderful. We're gonna go for a ride, but Jaspreet, there's some few things I want to warn you about before you get in the car. Okay. Jaspreet has driven this car before, but it's a little different than the car you've driven. And the reason why is, if you can look, actually let's go to the front wheel since the sun is shining on it. There's something called a spacer that basically gives a gap between the rotor and the wheel, so the wheel will come out more, extend out more this way, and it'll look nicer. So this little piece right here, that's a spacer. It's painted black, but so that means when you go at higher speeds, it's a little bit more shakier and a little bit more unstable than it would without that. But it's more meant for looks than high speed. But I've gone fast, but just be careful is all I'm saying. It is also summer tires. It's 36 degrees out. You're only supposed to rock summer tires in 45-degree weather and higher, but that's okay. We're gonna go for a little ride today. Jasper is actually the first person that introduced me to the Maserati Gran Turismo. We've gone, how fast?
Almost 170.
It was like 169 literally, so let's just say 170. Who's counting, right? But we went 170 in this, and once I saw it and how beautiful it was, and I heard how beautiful that Ferrari exhaust is, I was like, I need this in my life. And that was almost 7 years ago. And 7 years later, ta-da! But we made it, and here we go.
Here we go.
Now, where are we going today? Okay, so,
Where are we going?
hold on, put it in drive, and then wait. Did the park thing go away? Okay, you're good. Sometimes the first 5 seconds, the parking thing comes on. Do you need to change your mirrors? So let's talk about the story of how I got pulled over last night. So last night I was on my most favorite highway in the world, the Southern State. And the Southern State is full of potholes, and I was swerving out of a lane that had a huge pothole, but it was a solid lane, so you're technically not allowed to cross the lane. So I swerved out, and I didn't realize that there was another cop watching me the whole time. And what cop was it? Of course, our most favorite kind of cops, the state troopers. And I don't know what he was doing. First, he went on my right side. I have a radar detector, so I see him trying to catch me on radar. He went on the right side, then he went behind me and was up my butt. And I was like, all right, whatever, he's gonna pull me over. But then he gave me a glimpse of hope. He went to the left lane and started pulling up in front of me. I was like, oh, maybe he's not coming after me. So then I was like, okay, perfect time. Let me cut all the way to the right and get out of the highway so he's on the left lane. No, he cut right behind me and pulled me over. And boy, did their reputation not disappoint. He was, how do I say this? Aggressive, let's just say. And oh, if you want to hear the biggest mistake I made? When he came up to the window, I said, it was midnight on a Friday night. And he came up to the window and I was like, good morning, officer. And he says, good morning. And he just comes up to my face, good morning. And I was like, oh boy, this guy probably thinks I'm drunk or had something to drink. I was like, he could have breathalyzed me, I would have been fine. It was just because I've literally had no sleep this past week, and I've had 3 to 4 hours every day. And I was just so tired. It was me being an idiot. And Mr. Singh is gonna give it for a quick run. Oh, we love that. At the end of the day, I was in the wrong. I did cut a solid lane, and I think that was one of his reasons for pulling me over officially. And the second official reason was because my license plate frame was blocking when it expired. So he's like, it's not expired, is it? I was like, no. I was like, that's just how they gave it to me. So after I ran everything, and I have a clean record, so he let me go, thankfully. So I'm very grateful for that, and we love our police. It's a very dangerous job, but at the end of the day, I was in the wrong, so he has every right. But he did live up to his reputation of being, you know, I'll be kind and say aggressive, but we'll just leave it at that. Mr. Singh and I, it's Saturday morning, it's 8:30 in the morning, and we're trying to figure out what to eat. Of course, we live in New York, so that means there's really only one option. A bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. But now the other question is, where is the best bacon, egg, and cheese in New York City? Now, from my personal experience, we do live on Long Island, but it's right on the border of like Queens. We're literally like 2 minutes away. I'm like 1 minute away. And what I've come to realize is that the best bacon, egg, and cheeses are in the projects. I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know what it is. It's not my doing, it's just a realization that I've come to. So we're gonna bring an obnoxious, loud Italian sports car to the projects, which should be fun. Are you worried at all? No, I'm not worried either. I'm mostly not worried. I'm not worried because it's 8:30 and the gangsters are still sleeping. That's my logic. I'm sure they went out and partied a little too hard last night, and it's Saturday morning. Who's up on a Saturday morning in the projects? I doubt it. But let's see which one we choose, because I haven't figured out. Do you have any recommendations? The one I'm thinking of is the one in Bushwick. But what are you thinking about? Do you have a go-to spot?
I have a place in like Bushwick we could go to.
Bushwick isn't even the projects though. That's the only thing. That's not I mean, there is a project right across the street, but that's not the project.
East New York.
East New York. Now that's the project. Where in East New York?
East New York on Linden.
Oh, Linden. We love us some Linden. Oh, that's the real projects.
There's a mad good deli over there that I usually go to.
But the last time I've been to Linden, all the roads there are absolutely garbage.
All the roads, this whole way is absolutely garbage.
Bushwick though? Bushwick is
just the highway.
terrible.
The highways are terrible. Local roads are terrible.
So which is the best for dangerous but okay roads? I think I haven't been to Linden in a while, so I don't know. Is Linden doable, you think?
Yeah, I usually go there.
But no,
Not too bad.
doable I mean with how low this car is. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm gonna assume yes.
All right, it looks like we're going to Linden. And that's not even like a crazy project, so. Okay then. See, that's the beautiful thing. When people just double park like this, terrible people, right? So then we have to do terrible things like just go around them and cut across them. But again, we're not doing it because we want to do it, because we enjoy it. We do it because we have to. We take no pleasure in this.
No pleasure.
Now, Jaspreet had driven my car one other time before, but it was late at night and he says, you know, I really want to go out on the highway on a day that it's open when there's plenty of space to run it. Like the good friend I am, I obliged. Now, Jaspreet has actually let me drive in basically every single one of his cars, and I think I've hit the speed limiter on almost every single one of his cars. So let's go through, what are some of the cars he's had? One of my favorite cars. We got K-band, so we're not worried about that. We're really worried about K-band on the radar detectors. One of my favorite and funniest cars that he's owned is the CLA 45 AMG, which is a Mercedes. And I'm saying funny because when he first bought the CLA, I gave him so much for it. I said, really, bro? Out of all the cars you could have got, you got a CLA AMG? Who does that? And sometimes in life you're just wrong. And you just bite your own words. And boy, was I wrong. That was one of the greatest cars he had. And I loved driving it so much. I said, hey, when you're done with the car, let me know and I'll buy it. I went from hating the car to saying, hey, I'll buy it. Which is a crazy twist. And which is why you always got to be careful what you say, because you might eat your own words. But that was always a classic. And then, of course, the car that I kind of hate it because I hate every other car now that I've driven that, is the Range Rover Supercharged. The power on that, the V8, the Supercharged, is like no other. So when you drive anything, even honestly, when people ask me how fast is this car, I was like, I mean, yeah, it's quick, but I mean, the Range Rover is probably quicker. I mean, honestly, I have more fun at the Range Rover. That's what I tell everybody. It's a disappointing because it makes every other car unenjoyable. But, uh-oh, we got some, oh, 650 action. 650 action, he wants to race. I love it when it's some Honda Accords who want to race. I'm not racing you. Even a 650, if it was an M6, I would probably race him, but a 650, I wouldn't race him. I would also like to warn you that the brakes, I think, apparently they don't need to be replaced. I think they need to be replaced. So make sure you're close enough that you can jam on the brakes and you have enough space. But yeah, 650. Where is he? Oh, he's leaving. What a shame. But I mean, I have to say, that color on that 650, beautiful. You heard that? Who told me this? Was it you? They stopped the 650?
No, I didn't.
They stopped the 6 Series.
I didn't even know that.
The 8 Series is now replacing the 6 Series. Fun fact.
That's surprising.
Yeah. I'm actually very also surprised that it's 8:45 on a Saturday. I really expected there to be a lot more people on the road.
Never any traffic.
Nobody's doing construction. Nobody has like commercial work. That's what I think of. What do you think? You had it on the highway for a few minutes now.
It's fun.
How does it
I just need to get used to it.
How does it compare to the Range Rover? Which honestly, I think the Range Rover is more fun. I'm gonna be honest.
The Range Rover is bigger. This is smaller, so it's kind of like easier to drive.
A little bit, but I don't know.
I haven't driven the Range in a couple days either, so I don't know.
Wow, what a shame.
It's been working.
Wow, working and making the big bucks. So let's talk about you, Jaspreet Singh. Rumor has it, very soon you might be joining us in a lot of videos because you might be getting a car soon.
Yeah, in the next like 2-3 months.
Next 2-3 months, you want to run us through your options or what you're thinking? Again, my options, my mind changes every 15 days, so take it with a grain of salt. but what are some options here?
Option M5 comp.
Oof. Okay.
E63.
Okay, that's just a speed light. Don't worry about that. Speed light camera. E63.
E63 or C63.
We love. Would you do the coupe or the sedan in those?
Sedan.
Hold on, we gotta take a pause. The sedan. What a nice family guy you are, huh?
No,
doing the sedan. Wow. This is why he's a favorite son. Money's about to be disowned and disinherited soon.
You ever been through this area yet?
Not with this car. No, not on this highway. Jeez Louise.
This area.
Are we gonna take the Jackie?
Yeah.
Guys, I'd like to introduce you to construction in New York. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who has these contracts, but since the beginning of my life, construction on the highways do not stop. And in Texas, these roads can be built out in 5 seconds. 5-lane highways, no problem. My whole life, they're still building. Yet to know what they're doing. If they want to rearrange and change out the contractor on the contract, let me know. I know a few guys. A guy right here. Well, let me know when we can make something happen. Maybe we'll actually get a bridge done or add some roads.
In our lifetime.
Yeah. Now, you know what's funny? When I was a kid, we used to go to Brooklyn a lot. And my dad, when I was in high school, when I had my permit, we used to always take this road. And the scariest point was the turn.
Is that turn,
the
dude,
turn over there.
Whenever I'm taking it in like the pickup or the van, it's like, you gotta know what you're doing, otherwise you're not gonna be able to make the turn properly.
I used to piss my pants. I think sometimes I used to just sit in the middle lane, just so I could ride it, just because I don't want to hit anybody.
People that don't know how to drive do that.
Yeah, that was me when I had a permit in 16. Even now, again, I'm pretty nervous because sometimes it's not you, sometimes it's the person next to you. You could be in your lane, but if the person next to you doesn't know what they're doing, then it's an issue. It's right over here. We go into the tunnel. The tunnel's a little tight, but that's okay. But it's this corner right over here. It's very tight, especially if you have a car on here. You gotta make that corner. Oof. If you got a permit or you don't know how to drive, you're gonna piss your pants. Trust me. Right next to us, we do have this beautiful blue Mustang. I hope he doesn't pass. I don't think he's going to. But isn't it nice when you're just cruising along with a random buddy? Would you ever get a Mustang? Would you ever be about the Mustang life?
I would not be about the Mustang life.
That was actually, when I was in high school, one of the first cars I wanted to get. And my parents said, hey, listen, if you can graduate in 3 years, we'll buy it for you. And I was like, yeah, I'm not stressing over that and doing all those classes and going to summer class and winter class for in 3 years. I was like, I don't care that much. Yeah, too much work. For a Mustang, too much work.
They tryna at me, I'm running the race. I gotta pick up the pace. They throwing shade, but I'm gone.
And, you know, apparently they just built this beautiful brand new building in East New York. They call it the Health Hub, and of course, there's police right outside. Why am I not surprised? We go from that beautiful building to these rundown buildings over here. Gotta love it.
I can do it on my own, yeah. They judging me off my mistakes. This floor is so heavenly. Most of my friends and frenemies. They tryna bring out the beast. I'm batting 1,000, my game is elite. I'm running around in the streets. They tryna catch up, but they still can't compete. I thought they got in my sleep. He told me keep going, cause you got the lead. Count it up, all the brodies came through, then we added up. They was asking me questions, I had it up. I've been running with God, I just leveled up. They won't speak to my face, got that antidote. They been pointing me on like I'm one of those. I can see why they hate, that just ain't me. Tell me a place that I can't go. I don't think they get it, they don't understand. I'ma do it for my homies and my fans. They don't see the vision, they just see the band. Eyes on the money like a rubber band. That is number one, I follow his command.
Mr. Singh,
What is up?
where are we?
We are at a deli, dude. The best deli in Brooklyn.
The best deli in Brooklyn. Wow, that says a lot. And of course, Mr. Singh doesn't believe in parking the correct way. He likes to park at bus stops. Love that. Thank you, thank you. This is not a Brooklyn deli. This is the bougie side you brought us to, buddy.
Let me get a big onion cheese on a roll with paprika ketchup. Toasted.
Make that too.
The deli is fantastic.
This is a bougie deli.
Is it?
This is not the When you say a deli in Brooklyn, this is like the nicest. This is the up and up bazaar of delis. What is this, guys? You don't even have nice delis. This is better than the delis in New Hyde Park. What is
That's
this?
why it's good, bro. That's why it's good.
This is not a deli. I want a bodega. I want the Brooklyn experience. Wow, you robbed me of my experience. Now, what do we drink with our bacon, egg, and cheeses? There we go. Only red. Red, sometimes orange. Yeah, see? Solid. Solid. Only 2 flavors. This is apparently the bougie side of the projects. I mean, there is a project right over there. What is that? Crown? Oh, Cypress Hills projects. But this is the nicest part. Oh, we got a sanitation worker. This is the nicest part of the projects I've ever seen. This is not the project, you know? We came all this way for a bacon, egg, and cheese. Let's see how it is, eh? Is it melting with cheese? If it's not, it's terrible.
It's terrible. It's not melting.
It's not melting with cheese. Oh boy.
Well, you gotta see how it tastes. I don't know, this looks kind of subpar compared to...
Now he's telling me subpar. What is this?
Shit, if it's
First bite reaction. You know the rules. Only 1 bite. That's pretty solid.
It looks not no cheese.
Yeah, usually it should be, when you break it, it should be melting.
Melting with cheese.
Yeah.
Not bad though.
Ooh, that bacon. Oh my god. Okay. You didn't disappoint. I'm good though. That's just how bacon, egg, and cheese. Which proves my theory that bacon, egg, and cheeses are better
In Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn. Specifically the projects. Right across the street from the projects, always, guaranteed.
Better quality around here for some reason.
You know what it is? I think the clientele doesn't put up with it.
Yeah.
So what it they tell them it's that's what it is. We have made it back to our final destination. Mr. Singh, what did we think about the car?
The car is fantastic. It's so fun to drive. Just gotta wait. We gotta drive it at night now.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning.
There's no cars on the road. There's
So-
too many cars right now.
But now, here's the $1 million question. Would you rather have a Maserati Gran Turismo or a Range Rover Supercharged? That's a tough one. It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's so hard because...
Honestly, this is a fun drive, man. It's a smaller car, so it's so much easier.
But
to
imagine
do
you
shit.
can... It's
And-
a
but
V8,
you can
500
do it-
horsepower. You can mob around with 4 of your friends in the
Oh
car.
yeah, for sure. That's what I do in that. So this is dope also, but it's different types of enjoyment.
The
Different types.
answer is you just buy both.
Both. Yeah, exactly.
Duh.
You just get both.
Duh. One for your wife, one for you. Duh. Well, thank you for joining us on today's episode. We made it to the projects. We brought an Italian sports car there, and we made it back in one piece. Thank you for guiding us, Mr. Singh, to the best bacon, egg, and cheese in New York City. Till next time, guys. See you later.